Hey guys, it's Commander Video here. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing Kevin Gaming versus Matt Gagnon, who's going to be part of the Fat Party. So let's get into this. So we'll start in California, where I think Matt Gagnon's easily going to win California. He's going to be, Kevin's going to be running a fascist campaign, so that's going to scare those Asians into voting huge for Matt Gagnon. So he's going to get huge Asian support, and he's also going to get huge Hispanic support. And also California is, it's a very fat state because they got all the outs and ins. So Matt Gagnon is going to rely on all the outs and ins to win California. And Jeff is probably going to endorse Kevin, but it's not going to be enough. Jeff's just not going to be able to get the Asian support for Kevin out. All the Asians are going to vote for Matt Gagnon because they're scared they're scared of Kevin and his fascism. So California goes for Matt Gagnon. And then obviously Alaska goes for Kevin, and Hawaii goes for Matt Gagnon. Even more Asians there. And then Arizona obviously goes for Matt Gagnon too. Lalo and John McCain are going to be doing fiery rallies in the dry heat. Saying, we need to stay right-wing economically. And even though Matt Gagnon is not necessarily right-wing economically, he's definitely better than Kevin, who's a fascist. So Arizona's going to go for Matt Gagnon. And then obviously Utah's going to go for Matt Gagnon. Thou and her army of Sims come out huge for Matt Gagnon, since, they know what true conservatism is, and that's Matt Gagnon conservatism. They don't want no Kevin fascism, which is bad and bad for Utah. So obviously, all the neocons in Utah come out for Matt Gagnon, so he's going to win that state. And then obviously Nevada comes out for Matt Gagnon. And DXDIT doesn't like Kevin. He's going to come out for Matt Gagnon, spend billions of dollars on those prostitutes to get him out to vote in Nevada, make Nevada go for Matt Gagnon. And obviously Oregon goes for Matt Gagnon. Antifa, they're against fascism. They're against Kevin. They're going to be suppressing the Republican vote and come out huge for Matt Gagnon in Oregon. And Blue Voyager obviously does fiery rallies for Matt Gagnon. They're gonna arrest Red Voyager, so Kevin's not gonna be able to get his endorsement. And then Washington's gonna go red because Posty, he doesn't want to endorse a fat person, and he likes Kevin, so he's gonna endorse Kevin, and he's gonna win the state of Washington. So Washington goes for Kevin. And then all the farm states are gonna go red. Because Matt Gagnon is going to try to offer up those farmers a fat new deal, but, Kevin's going to be saying it's bullshit, it's unreasonable, it's going to put you all out of a job. Matt Gagnon is going to replace you all with bots so you can have more food, because the bots are obviously more efficient at making food than just people. So, the farmers are going to come out huge for Kevin because of that. And he's going to win all the farm states. And then obviously Colorado goes for Matt Gagnon. Weed's a big issue. Kevin obviously doesn't like weed, so how Colorado's going to vote. And then obviously New Mexico, demographic changes. Vincent James warned all of us, we're fucked because of demographic changes. And New Mexico goes for Matt Gagnon. And then Texas obviously goes for Kevin. I'm going to endorse Kevin. I'm going to be doing fiery rallies for Kevin. But Matt Gagnon is going to be spending a lot of money, obviously, with the Gagnon UBI. He's going to be spending billions of dollars in ads along with Michael Bloomberg. Beto comes out for Matt Gagnon, obviously, does fiery rallies for him. Matt Gagnon's fat army comes into Texas, tries to suppress the Republican vote in Texas, but it's not going to be enough. Guns a big issue, and Matt Gagnon's going to be against guns, and Kevin's going to be for guns. So obviously, Matt Gagnon loses Texas. And then, obviously, Kevin's going to win the whole South, except for Alabama, because Tommy Tuberville is going to come out from Matt Gagnon and do fiery rallies for him. Say that, Matt Gagnon's real conservatism, do fiery rallies with a bunch of illegal immigrants, calling for amnesty, because that's what Tommy Tuberville does, and that's what he'll do in the Senate. So, obviously, Alabama goes for Matt Gagnon. And then, obviously, the rest of the South goes for Kevin. Obviously, Georgia, Allen comes out for Kevin. It keeps the suburbs for him in Georgia, and then obviously Florida comes out for Kevin. Xenox is an elite, and his elite team of hackers are going to try to hack into Matt Gagnon's campaign to steal his campaign funds. The Gagnon UBI try to steal that and for Kevin's campaign, because Kevin's going to need the money to run ads in all these states. But it's not really going to work out that well. They're going to only be able to steal a little money. But Xenox is going to come out for Kevin. And obviously Trump comes out for Kevin. His ex-laptop comes out for Kevin. And that's going to make Florida go red, obviously. And then North Carolina is gonna come out for Kevin. Backstar hates Matt Gagnon. He doesn't like Matt Gagnon. Kevin is gonna be is gonna have a good healthcare plan, and one of the only Republicans to have a good healthcare plan. And that's gonna make North Carolina go red. Backstar endorses a Republican for the first time. The first time in forever. You always got the first time for those things. And Faraway obviously comes out and endorses Kevin, so that makes North Carolina a safe red state for this election. So Backstar obviously gets Kevin, huge black support in North Carolina, and then Virginia obviously goes for Matt Gagnon. The establishment's against Kevin. Obviously, Northern Virginia comes out huge for Matt Gagnon. It makes Virginia go for Matt Gagnon. And obviously, West Virginia, Fletcher and BTD, they're both fat idiots who are going to come out huge for Matt Gagnon and do fiery rallies for him. And West Virginia get the coal simp workers out to vote for Matt Gagnon. West Virginia makes that state go for Matt Gagnon. And then DC obviously goes for Matt Gagnon. Maryland goes for Matt Gagnon. LTE, Let's Talk Elections, does fiery rallies. Gets huge TikTok turnouts since Matt Gagnon loves using TikTok. Obviously, LTE does TikTok fiery rallies. And obviously Delaware, it's Kevin's backyard. It's Delaware. Obviously Kevin Finnegan doing fiery naked rallies in Delaware. It's his backyard basically. Kevin obviously winning Delaware. New Jersey, Connecticut obviously going for Matt Gagnon. Ohio is going to go for Kevin, white stained glass. He doesn't like Matt Gagnon, doesn't really like Kevin either. But, he's still going to come out for Kevin because, he loves fascism. He's going to be doing fiery racist rallies, suppressing the black vote in Ohio, making that state go for Kevin. So he's going to win Ohio. In Indiana, obviously, it's going to go for Matt Gagnon because he's going to get the gay vote out. He's going to get huge gay, fat gay people out to vote. Pete Buttigieg's endorsement, doing fiery rallies with him, making it big in Indiana. And obviously, the establishment Republicans in the suburbs and the urban areas are going to come out huge for Matt Gagnon. And that's going to make Indiana go for Matt Gagnon. And obviously, Illinois, Nathan and Matt Gagnon, they're both weird people. And obviously, both being weird people, they're going to endorse each other. So obviously, you're going to get Nathan getting his orangutan army out to vote huge in Illinois. Obviously, the black vote is also going to come out for Matt Gagnon. So Nathan, for the first time, is not really going to have a reason to suppress the black vote in Illinois. So Matt Gagnon easily wins Illinois. And then he's also going to win Wisconsin, obviously. BJ Blitz and Joe Biden are going to come out huge for Matt Gagnon. In Wisconsin, and obviously the suburbs of Milwaukee come out huge for Matt Gagnon. Their establishment, they're not populist, they're not fascist, and Kevin's not going to do well in the suburbs, obviously. But Minnesota is going to go for Kevin, right-wing radical. And obviously a part of Xenox elite hacker team is going to come out huge for Kevin. Right-wing radical does fiery fascist rallies with Kevin. In Minnesota, obviously making that state go for him. But Matt Gagnon and George Floyd are going to be doing fiery high rallies in Minnesota to keep it close. And then Michigan is going to go for Matt Gagnon. Now, this might seem weird since, a Red Eagle at first is going to come out for Kevin, but then Matt Gagnon is going to get the Gagnon UBI and bribe for Red Eagle's endorsement. And then Red Eagle comes out huge for Matt Gagnon. And also, Michigan's not really a populist state. They love rhinos. Not really a populist state. They don't really elect any populists in Michigan. They're all just useless people that don't care about Michigan. People in Michigan don't really care about themselves, so Michigan's going to go for Matt Gagnon. He's also getting a huge Asian vote there. And then Rhode Island, Massachusetts, obviously Matt Gagnon's backyard. That's where his fat army was born, out of the McDonald's there. So obviously those states are going to go for Matt Gagnon. Pennsylvania also goes for Matt Gagnon. Mike comes out for Matt Gagnon. Might not be a huge fan of him, but he's definitely better than Kevin's fascism, which is bad for Pennsylvania. But Kevin is going to do well in Western Pennsylvania to keep it close. And obviously Kevin's going to win New York. Obviously Kevin's going to arrest AOC because Kevin hates AOC. And do fire naked rallies with Finnegan in New York City. Fish comes out for Matt Gagnon, and he's going to do well in upstate New York, but it's not going to be enough because Kevin's going to win New York. And Sticks obviously hates fascism, libertarianism, right-wing economics. Sticks comes out for Matt Gagnon, makes Vermont go for Matt Gagnon. New Hampshire and Maine also go for Matt Gagnon. So our final map has Kevin narrowly beating Matt Gagnon with 271 electoral votes to Matt Gagnon's 267. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please leave video requests in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Kevin Gaming, out.